Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Comic Collector's Corner episode of my ASM reviews that I'm trying to do. This is be a little bit of fun, be a little tricky situation. Reviewing Amazing Spider-Man number 16, 910 to Amazing Spider-Man number 18, which would be 912. So I got two issues that are floppies and one that's on my phone here, so it'll be a little difficult for me to do that one, but I'll do my very best. So let's get down to fun here. I've enjoyed Dark Web, ultimately, here and all. It's been fun. Has it been the thrilling event we hoped it would be? No, it really hasn't been all that, amazing like it was. I mean, I imagine going down swinging Dan Slott's final issue books. Those were a lot of fun. But these, it's kind of cutesy in a way. It's just okay. I mean, I guess I really need to see how they stick the landing. Ultimately, I've given these books decent reviews, high-ish, high B's, A minus kind of thing. But we'll get down to business here. I've ultimately enjoyed it, but we'll have to see how it ends to see if it was truly a success or not. So, Amazing Spider-Man number 16 here. Pardon me as I slow it down. We see Ben telling a warped memory of Peter, basically how he's joyfully, destroying the device to keep memories from Ben. Ben's a goody victim, and that's not how. And then just back in the real world after Ben's done fighting that, Spider-Man and Ben or Chasm are fighting and duking it out in the city of New York, and it was a pretty good fight. I mean, I generally liked it. I mean, I loved the duality where you have one person in one frame, one person in the other frame. I just enjoyed the duality. These two spider people fighting it out. I think if they do it right, Ben could be a cool villain, but they have yet to quite do it right. There's more fighting. Ben here is displaying new abilities with a spider sense that Peter doesn't have. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to avoid my ands and buts. Meanwhile, on near the X-Men treehouse, Venom with Venom and Hallows Eve and Madeline Pryor are busting into the treehouse of the X-Men to steal Jean Grey's memories, I believe. More fighting between Ben and Peter. Ben reveals that he has Robbie and Jonah, and they're in limbo. So Peter willingly says, "Fine, I'll go to limbo," and he gets sucked down there. Peter comes to, and he's dressed in civilian gear in the work from hell scenario with demons everywhere and just decay, and it's just interesting. So, my apologies. Ultimately, this was a fun issue. I enjoyed the fighting between Chasm and Spider-Man. Could it have been a more dynamic fight? Sure. But it was a fun fight. I enjoyed the mirror image between the two. You have Peter, Spider-Man glaring from one side and Chasm glaring from the other. Ultimately, I gave this issue, I give ASM 16, I'd give it a B. It could have been better, but I didn't quite get there. Artwork was good. I enjoyed it. Alright. Amazing Spider-Man number 17. Which of the three issues here has my favorite cover? I mean, the whole ghost, ghoulish, greenish webbing, I don't particularly care about. But the John Romita Jr. Spider-Man there with the torn suit, that was awesome. Alright. Written by Zeb Wells, Ed McGuinness, artwork. I forgot to do that for the last issue. Inker Cliff Rathburn. Colorist Marco Menez. and Joe Caramunga as the letterer. All right. In Limbo, we get to see two demons going into the Daily Bugle work. One's looks like a skinned human being with bright bloodshot eyes, a drug addict. The other looks like a shark. They're talking about, expressions, playing the role that Ben has set up in there in Limbo for the demons to wear down Peter. And Peter's just going to work and, says something that pisses off Shark Face guy, and he gets his block knocked off. And the other bug-eyed guy is now in love with Peter Parker. Or as he said, Parker Pete Man. Because of, because he saved him, and that wasn't his job to save him. And so he fell in love with him. And so Jonah, in charge of the Daily Bugle down there, and trying to get everyone to do their job, play his role that he's supposed to do, play in Limbo. But he's not saying the line that he's supposed to say until finally he the demons and playing along finally get Jonah to say, "I want tasty pics of Spider-Man," which Peter says to under his breath, "Ben, you are gonna pay for this." Ben dressed up his chasm underneath the tree with a fruit, saying, "Hey, all I have to do is end this here, just end this, and we'll call it a day." But Peter, you got me down in Limbo, but he's not gonna take the bait. After all, he wasn't born last night, right? But he's gonna get out of hell Limbo one way or the other. You got demons turning into the Sinister Six, or as they are accurately called down there, the Insidious Six, as Madeline Pryor and Ben are talking up in the rafters. It's because it sounds like we learn in other issues that Madeline Pryor and the X-Men have basically ended their little differences by Jean Grey sharing her memories of raising, their son, what was his name? Cable with her. I know that's how it ends in the other X-Men related books, but I don't know if it's ended this way or not, but it definitely seems to suggest that Madeline's fight's already over in this issue. You have the demon guy who Peter saved dressing up to be the hero. I'm gonna be Parker Man. When do I want to play my roles at? But the demons all chase him off. You got a demon bed seducing Jonah to come lay in it, which is funny as hell to actually look at. Peter talking to Jonah, the demon being chased off, talking with his bigger, older brother, who's Dad's favorite, according to him. Is saying I can help you get the powers or get what you want. Just come over here. And what happens is, this mixes the Spider-Man uniform or shirt mixed in with a symbiote from a Venom issue we saw, which starts fusing and coming onto the demon guy, so it creates another form of symbiote. Jonah is manipulating the demons into basically leading the way out of Limbo, as was Peter's idea, by tricking him on some word choice that I can't remember at the time here. But the idea is working, except it's being blocked by the Insidious Six. And just as they're about to get off, and just as the fight is getting off with Peter getting his knocked around a little bit, here comes our new hero, the one and only Reek Rap, which is obviously Parker spelled backwards. But honestly, out of all the symbiotes that I've seen, that is the coolest looking symbiote demon there is. For this issue being completely in hell or Limbo, it wasn't bad. Honestly, this got a little bit silly. You know, this did get a little bit silly and a little bit out there. I mean, I did like some of the demons here, like these Octoball guy, the Grave Goblin, these demon forms of the Sinister Six. Ultimately, with the entire story, I think I would give this issue a B+. I could not give it an A. I enjoyed it, but it was not the issue I wanted. You know, I still give it a B+ though. Still a very fun issue, and again, out of all 3 issues, it is my favorite cover, which is saying something too, because I am. Don't let people fool you and all that. Sometimes you can judge things by the cover. You know. All right. So now for the funnest part of the issue here, we've got the one I'm going to attempt to do on my phone here and summarize. You know, it opens up with Amazing Spider-Man 18. Opens up with Madeline Pryor talking with Ben underneath the now dead, I believe, dead limbo tree, because you know Madeline had her heart-to-heart with Jean. The memories were shared. She has to recall her demons back to hell. It's over for her. Meanwhile, back in the alley where they're trying to escape, Peter is joined forces with Reek Rap. And while I enjoyed seeing the sound effects that he made and the slogans that Reek Rap did when he was fighting, this scene predominantly his fight and Peter was the onlooker, which I did not really enjoy. That's going like, all right, have him fight with Spider-Man, with Peter Parker, but don't bench Peter to the sideline on this. I did not like that at all. Hollow's Eve, which is Janine, talking with Madeline afterwards. She puts on one of the, talking with Madeline and all that, figuring out what's going on, puts on with a mask, takes the scythe from Madeline, throwing her off the castle, that she's in. And because she took the scythe, that was the form of the power down there in Limbo that we kind of learn with the Mary Jane Black Cat books. And she lost her queenship of Limbo. We see Jonah, Robbie, Spider-Man, and Reek Rap, finishing their escape, while Hollow Z prevents the Psy, or the Grim Reaper's weapon, the Psy, I believe, to Ben, and Chasm now becomes King Chasm, buffed out, horned, winged. Honestly, I liked Chasm's look before. Seeing him now look almost like even cooler in a way, in a sense. I just liked it. I enjoyed it. I think we see them escaping hell fully. I can't. Oh, let's see. I think we need to see them escaping hell. Again, I have to go back here and say, they're almost out. And we see King Chasm up here. Say, forget your city is damned. You condemned me to hell when you refused to me your soul. Reek Rap is saying Peter Parker's his sidekick. Being called the weird one by Chasm. The demons that are seeing Chasm holding the side now this is our Goblin King. So now Ben is officially the king. He is the king of Limbo, and he opens up a portal I see in Central Park. And he's now bringing Limbo into our world of New York City. So Peter is waking up after being knocked out for some reason. He's talking with the X-Men. Madeline Pryor saying he has his army, and they ride to take it back. Rick Rapp is introducing himself. Peter's obviously embarrassed, hiding his head. Asking the X-Men to basically ignore him, and Cyclops, saying, no problem, I'm happy to do that. Madeline Pryor asking Spider-Man to join them as they get ready to fight off, or get ready to gain control, to get back her control of Limbo and get control of New York. So that is the summary for ASM 18. I enjoyed that. I did enjoy it. I liked it a lot. I liked the idea of him being King, Ben being King Chasm and in control of Hell, like that. I mean, if you cannot go back to the way things were before, if Scarlet Spider is forever dead, by Ben Reilly's Scarlet Spider is forever dead, and he's truly going to be a villain from now on, giving him the kingship of Limbo in that way gives him his own domain, an own world, his own life separate from Peter Parker. I mean, these brothers have been twins, their whole life, but they need to have their own identity too. So that's what I feel. I mean, I just don't hate the messenger, don't hate the thing, just that's part of my thoughts here in the moment. I mean, you ask me tomorrow, I'm sure my thoughts could change. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it an awful lot. I give that issue... I give it an A-, actually. I give it an A-. My grades have gone up, The only thing that stopped this issue from being an A, the cover wasn't the best. But I'm not grading on the cover this time. It's a small tick. I mean, it knocked it from an A+ to an A. What knocked it from the A to an A-, which it is, was the whole Peter Parker Spider-Man on the sideline to Rick Rack fighting the Insidious 6 in the alleyway of Limbo. I hated that. I did not like that look at all. And so that's what knocks it down to an A- for me. It's still a great artwork. Ed McGuinness, Mike, not Mike Zeck, but Zeb Wells. I enjoyed it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of comic book review that I'm recording here for the Comic Collectors Corner podcast. Been a lot of fun. I'll see you guys next time for the next video. Hope you guys don't mind my dogs wrestling in the background. They're being loud. I'll see you guys later next month for the next reviews of the ASM books that come out then. Take care. Happy collecting, and I'll see you guys next time.